Hi everybody. Today we are going to read about Deland. Deland, nice looking young fellow. He's a university student in New York, and he was studying abroad in France, staying with a host family, and then he just kind of disappeared. They hadn't heard from him, and I think they are the ones who reported him missing, or school reported him missing. His last phone ping was at a train station, and he was spotted on that phone ping was November 30th, I believe, and he was spotted on camera at a sporting goods store in December. I think it was December 3rd. Now you might want to double check those dates. He had told people that he wanted to go to Marseille, and he's been gone for a couple weeks now. And people are saying that's just not him. He doesn't just disappear like that. He always was in contact with his family at least every couple days. And so they think it's very strange that he's gone and no one's heard from him, especially in another country. Everybody's worried. His phone is off. You know, parents are on the news crying, which is terrible. I'd love to think that this kid's just like having the time of his life. He's off on an adventure. He's having fun, and he's not being as, cognizant of his actions on others as he otherwise could be, is what I would love to think. I don't know if that's the truth, though, to be honest with you. Now, we're going to ask a few questions. We're going to ask about, is it foul play? Did he wander away? If he can't communicate, or is it he won't communicate? We're going to ask about his current mental state, because all kinds of things can happen in these situations. So, he could have met a girl or a boy, depending on which way he goes. I don't know. He could have just been on a big adventure. I mean, he's in another country. Maybe he just wanted time away. Maybe he just wanted to wander around and just experience things. I know when I was young, I used to like just getting in my car and driving and going places. And I didn't even know where I was going to go sometimes, but I would just go because I wanted that, I had that sense of adventure in me. I wanted to go visit places and do things. And how many times is this boy going to be in France? So he could have been doing this on purpose. He also could be having mental issues, or there is a possibility of foul play. So let's just go ahead and dig into this reading and see what the cards say, because, I could sit here and make scenarios all day, but let's see what the cards tell us, and then we'll go from there. So the first thing I'm going to ask about is foul play. So let's see what we get. Deland and foul play. Tell us about Deland and foul play. All right. We have stuff over here. So let's go and see what we've got. That last card here. And this is foul play. Deland, foul play. Well, I think it's this one right here. That is the 10 of Wands. The 10 of Wands is somebody working through things that are really hard. So I'm not sure it is foul play. 10 of Wands is just kind of going through a difficult time, but working through it and pushing through it. It's interesting. This guy in the cards got blonde hair just like him too. He may, for whatever reason, be going through a hard time and just trying to kind of push through it and get away. But that's our first card. So, we have a very tiny bit of this reading, and let's see what else we get. I didn't necessarily see foul play. I see somebody having a difficult time. Okay, let's see if he wandered away on purpose. And when I say wandered away, like, did he go to meet somebody? Did he decide he wanted that adventure? All of those things could fall under going away on his own, on purpose. So let's see if he wandered away on purpose. When I think he's 24, you want to go meet people. You want to have adventure. So we just don't know. Let's see if he left on purpose, if he disappeared on purpose. So we got two cards here. This is a decision, and it's making a decision without all the facts in place. So Swords are thoughts. It's a two of swords, and the person has a blindfold on. So you can see that they're sitting there making a decision. They have to make a decision, but they don't know what's right. They aren't aware of all of the possibilities and outcomes in this decision. And you see the moon reflected in the sky here. And the moon card is our worry card, our card of a little bit of anxiety. What you see is not what you get kind of card. So let's read a little bit more about that, 'cause it sounds like he made a decision without knowing all that was coming. And then here we have the Fool. And if there's a card for wandering away, I would say it's the Fool, because look at him. He's kind of the perfect card for wandering away. I mean, he's off, he's got his little backpack, he just is a free spirit, he's going on his own, and he is going to go and just do his own thing for a while. The Fool, though, is not very cognizant of all the issues that he could run into. You know, he has this grandiose kind of, well, I'm out to have a good time, I'm off to explore. You don't see that he's about to step off a cliff here. You know, he's naive is what he is. He's made a decision, but like I said, without knowing all that he could be getting into. And that's what we see. I feel he left on his own. That's exactly what I'm saying here. That he purposefully left, but without full knowledge of what that effect would cause for other people and for himself, what that whole effect would be. Okay, so let's ask we're going to ask if he can't communicate or he won't communicate. So we're going to draw a card for one and then a card for the other. And we're going to compare them. So let's grab our can't communicate. Can't communicate would mean, you know, he has no phone. He can't do anything. He can't use someone else's phone. He is being held hostage or, you know, something else. So let's ask about can't communicate. There is just no way for him to communicate to his parents at this time. In the human physical realm. Let me throw that in there. Cannot communicate. It's impossible for him to do that right now. Can't communicate. I think it's this one. Well, that's the two of coins, two of pentacles, and this is another decision. So interesting. We keep getting cards about him and his decision, and it really looks like this too was his decision not to communicate. That's the can't communicate. I'm not seeing that it's somebody else's decision. I'm seeing that it's his decision. So let's grab the won't communicate card now. Will not communicate. Kenny Deland. Choosing not to communicate. And that's what we saw. So that's the direction I'm feeling. Choosing not to communicate. Well, that is the Five of Pentacles. Interesting, and we have two pentacles here. The Five of Pentacles is somebody down on their luck, kind of feeling disappointed in things, feeling really down, feeling like things aren't going their way. Help is available, but they're not seeking that help right now. These people are just kind of wandering around, kind of out in the cold. Now, I'm not saying cold, that he's in the cold. I'm saying, meaning they feel, we all have a feeling of warm sometimes, and we all have a feeling of being cold. And meaning just the way that things are in life. And I am going to have to plug in. So I'm going to make a part two. This is going to be part one. I'll link part two below this.